Alright, welcome back to another Ye7 video. Today, we're checking out Aki on a Tuesday, not Wednesday. I don't know why they released it that early, but yeah. But before that, let's talk about that little line here. I saw a lot of people grilling SG for there's a line here that's been said by the announcer about him being a soul, but about Aki as a soul weaver. But I think they're more talking about his lore, because he uses like his flames to like he could use his flames to like purify souls and things like that, like people's souls and everything like that. So they're less affected, I guess, in the next restarting of the world, blah blah blah. But yeah, that I think that's what they pertain to. So it doesn't give them a pass. We have things like that in the past, right? Like, for example, Bellona. Like, Bellona is a ranger, but in the lore, she's a mage, right? That's why she says, like, I'll show you the greatest magic or whatever, right? But, yeah, that's okay. But without further ado, let's get into the Aki preview.
Let's step it up a notch, Vortex. Just enough to incinerate them!
Taking a look at his stats right here, he has 1304 attack. He has some decent defense as well. HP is not that high, but he's okay. You know what I mean? It's okay. 112 base speed, no crit, it doesn't really matter, and 30% ER. Alright, 30% ER. Taking a look at the skill 2 passive. Okay, taking a look at the skill 2 passive. It increases attack by up to, I believe, 50%, right? Final radiance, I forget to say the name of it, but increases attack by up to 50%, cannot receive recover health effects. So you cannot heal Aki, right? And he also cannot receive damage sharing effects, so no pairing with Lady of the Scales and things like that. Okay. When attacked, damage suffered in one attack does not exceed 51% of max HP. So he does have that, what we call the cockroach passive, right? And when using a soul burn, if health exceeds 51%, consume 51% health instead of souls and grants an extra turn. So he can he can play into like Bellion and stuff like that, because at least for his first like soul, maybe first to second soul burn, he can play into Bellion because he consumes health instead of souls, which is pretty good. It's also a nice little pairing with MLDN as well, right? Because if he soul burns, you can soul burn and grant yourself an extra turn, do a bunch of things with that. You can also pair with other extra units that benefit from extra turns as well. Oh, you can be countered by them as well, things like beat 'em, you know what I mean? But yeah, he cannot be one shot basically. He cannot be healed, so you want to end the fight, and you want to end the fight early, and you can play into Bellion and stuff like that. You can probably pair with MLDN as well, with that having that free soul burn, so they can like easily counter you with a Bellion. Looking at Aki's skill 3 though, attacks the enemy dispelling all buffs before inflicting decreased defense for 2 turns, and a 75% chance to bring up to 100% to inflict the burn effects for 2 turns, so a 2-turn burn, and at the end of the turn detonates burn effects inflicted on the target. Now, defense break when it comes to these kind of debuffs adds pretty substantial damage to them as well, you know. So as well as the detonation, giving it a 50% damage increase as well. So you can burn this into like a squishy unit, and they might just get one shot by this skill, you know. You might just get one shot by this skill. Soul Burn ignores the arm. Remember, he consumes health instead of souls, so he's soul efficient as well for your other team to use, or he can just continue burning and getting extra turns, getting extra turns, and cycle back into the skill maybe if he has enough souls to do so. All right. Target. I'm surprised they gave him his own detonation though, because I thought they would try to make you force him into the new warfare rule where, you know, burn and bleeds and bombs detonate at the end of the turn, but Now they made him a little bit self-sufficient where he can play like outside of RTA into Guild Wars and Arena and things like that, right? Which is pretty nice. Finally, taking a look at the skill 1 here, Baptism of Fire. Attacks the enemy with a blaze with a 75 and assume up to 100% chance to burn for 1 turn. And at the end of the turn, detonate burn effects inflicted on the target. Soulburn, consume 20 souls, or again, if he soulburn the first time with the skill tree and he still has decent amount of health, he could soulburn again, right? He can soulburn this as well. Extend the duration of the burns by 3 turns, so is that like a 4-turn burn? And ignores effect resistance. So he has double ignore effect resistance soulburn on both his skills, which is kind of unique. All right. Does not trigger a dual attack. Okay. It looks like a pretty fun unit. Again, that passive, they don't want you to pair him with like healers to just keep getting a bunch of free soulburns. Like, I can imagine. So his passive is a cockroach passive, which means people are not going to build him with a lot of HP, which means things like Yule has passive, ML Yule has passive that heals you at the start of your turn. He's gonna get almost full health from that. Things like that, right? Like that's what you see sometimes when people used to play Mei, Chloe, and Freeran, and like Freeran almost dead and she gets like full HP when Mei took a turn. Things like that, right? So they don't want you to just keep getting souls at it. That would be an infinite loop because he would just soulburn, heal, soulburn, heal, soulburn, heal, soulburn, heal, right? So they want you to be doing that. So there's that. But yeah, it looks pretty fun. Do keep in mind, sometime this year, we don't know if it's early, if it's coming after Aki sometime, but we are, and they showed him off on a Tuesday, which is strange, right? So we are also due, remember, the Biblis that won the art contest as well is on her way somewhere. We don't know how far she is, and then we also, in February, obviously, we're going to get a new Valentine's unit. So be careful if you don't have a lot of bookmarks. He does seem like a really fun unit, though. I don't know if I'm going to pull. I don't think, but, let's take a look at the artifact and then we'll get out of here. Taking a look at the artifact here. Increases effect resistance. I wish it was attack. But they're giving him a lot of effect resistance. I guess they don't want you to strip the barrier that this thing gives you, right? Or the buffs that you get, things like that. But there's somebody you want to close out the game with. I don't know if you want to play a long game with him like that. Because he's eating his HP. He can't be healed. So I don't know. Increases effect resistance by 30%. And at the start of battle, grants a barrier equivalent to 120% of attack for 2 turns at the start of battle. So he's going to be very hard to kill at the start of battle, 1 shot. Right? Unless you can strip that off. But if he's playing if he's playing with an aggressive team, then he's just there and you can't really do much about it. But yeah, that is a key. Yeah. We'll see you guys in the next one.